Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about an Opus 88 pen, and to be specific, it is an Opus 88 Demonstrator. Now at first I thought this was the Coloro Demonstrator, but whenever I look it up now, it just says Demonstrator, so I'm gonna call it that. And this one is one with pretty colored flecks. And honestly, it was kind of a chore to find this. So I saw this pen first on Gourmet Pen's Instagram, and I was like, that is a gorgeous pen. And I was looking for it. There was one retailer in Italy, I believe, but it was really overpriced. And then no Dutch web store had it. So recently I was scouring cult pens, as one does when one is a pen addict, and I saw that they had it in stock. And I was like, yes, I will buy it for myself. It is once again a pen present for myself. Anyway, it is a beautiful pen. I'm going to show you close up, I'm going to show you writing sample, and I'm going to show you the regular Opus 88 Coloro next to it so you can see how different they are. Alright, let's go switch a shot and look at the pen. Alright, let us look at the pen up close. Here we have the Opus 88 Demonstrator, and as you can see, this is not just a clear pen. This pen has beautiful flecks, and I'm kind of sad to say that I put quite a dark looking ink in here because it really makes it look like it's not as bright as it is on camera, which is a shame. Cap end and sort of piston knob, those are white. This is not really like a piston knob because it's not a piston filler, it's an eyedropper, but there is a shut of a valve. So there is a rod in here. And if you close this, I don't think it's fully shut off from the ink, but it does help to prevent burping when you are on an airplane, for example. Here at the end, you can really see the flecks of color. And then let us take the cap off. Oh, this is a nice thing to talk about for a second. It takes a lot of turns to untwist this cap. I haven't counted them, but it's a lot. So I'm just gonna do it again. It's a lot. It takes a while. That is one of the downsides of this pen, in my opinion. The section is of a slightly less translucent material, but there are still beautiful flecks on it. And then there you have this nice nib. We'll talk about the nib in detail a little more later. I just want to show you mostly the finish right now, and also like, look at that cap. It is gorgeous. I really love this pen. It makes me super, super happy. All right, I will grab the regular Opus 88 to see the regular Opus 88 Coloro to see and to show you the differences because they are quite different. All right, so there we go. This is my Opus 88. It is one of my favorite pens, actually. It's an Opus 88 Coloro. And it's lovely. It is a very good pen. This is acrylic, this is ebonite, also ebonite, and it's a really lovely pen. It's well balanced, it's great. As you can see, if you look next to the Demonstrator version of this pen, well, I say version of this pen, it's just a different type. It's quite a lot bigger, the Demonstrator, and it's both thicker and slightly longer. Don't know if you can see it. I do have the knob slightly extended on the Demonstrator, but if I put it up, you can still see that it is slightly bigger. There we are. Also, the Demonstrator is almost completely cylindrical, and the Opus 8 Coloro tapers at the end and at the cap. Then another difference, and then we're going on to nibs. So these pens have Jowo nibs, and the Coloro has a much smaller nib than the Demonstrator version. So this is a number 6 nib. I'm assuming this is a number 5 nib. And there is a big difference, which is good because we're talking about a pen. One pen is much larger than the other pen, and it should actually have a bigger nib, in my opinion. I think it could do with an even bigger nib, the Demonstrator, but this is what we got, so this is what we have. I'm gonna unscrew this again. When I screwed it back up, you can hear it squeak. I don't think the threads on this particular pen were very greased or smooth. When I inked it, actually, I unscrewed the section, and it was like the same really rough feeling when I unscrewed the piston knob just now, that I actually greased it up myself because it was making me uncomfortable. I thought, this does not feel good to screw back in. So a little bit of silicone grease, that did the trick. It was fine now. I don't know if it would actually be a problem, but it just didn't really feel right to me. Anyway, number 6 Jowo nib. It is a broad, because I was feeling a broad, and the ink I have in here looks really dark and black. It is not black, it is a gray by Sailor. It's Sailor 123, and I've had that ink in a few finer nibs, but I know this ink normally shines when you have a broader nib, so I wanted to try it, and it's lovely. I don't know if it's going to show up in camera properly, but it is lovely. I will do a video about this ink at some point. I'll move the lamp a little bit so you get more up light. Anyway, let us go for the writing sample. This is an Opus 88 Demonstrator. And honestly, I cannot find what this finish is called, so I'm just gonna do Flex Flower. And this is a broad nib. This is not the broadest broad that I've ever used. I actually have a different brand broad nib lying next to me. Pilot broad right here. Let's see if it's similar. Not that far off, I'd say. But I would say the broad on the Pilot is not actually super broad either. But it's fine. It does really put the ink on the paper well. The ink, Sailor 123, does really shine in this. And this ink is so strange. It's like a base purpley gray, and then when you lay it on really thickly, there's like this green and darker purple, is sometimes blue. It's super strange. There have been a lot of reviews on this already, but I do want to look at it with you guys at some point because it is lovely and great and amazing. And yeah, it's great. The nib performs well. Nib is fine. It's a Jowo nib. Like, it's not super special, but it's a good nib. It writes well, keeps up with the flow of the ink. You can definitely do longer writing sessions with this. Now, size. This is a big ass pen. Like, this is big. It sticks out a lot. I still have the other Opus here. This is also quite a long pen. You saw the length difference was not that big, but this pen is a lot thinner than the Demonstrator. I must say that this does not bother me. I have noticed that I have gone from liking smaller pens to liking big pens. Like the M800 I have is no problem. I tend to just be fine with bigger pens now, so it doesn't bother me, but that's also because it's not very heavy. So not heavy, but very long. Posting is literally impossible. You cannot put this cap on the back. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see more. You can definitely not do that. So yeah, if you like posting, this is not the pen for you. But honestly, this pen does not need to be posted. Some people post for safety so they don't lose the cap. I get that. Then just skip this pen or use it at home. But yeah, you can't post it. I'm not sad about it. I really don't mind. Can you post this one? Oh, the Opus 88 Coloro is postable. Becomes top heavy, but it's possible. Anyway, this pen is a joy to look at. It's a joy to write with. It makes me really happy because it's pretty and colorful and it is translucent at the same time, and I'm a sucker for demonstrators. So it ticks many boxes for me. Next time I will put like a pink ink in here so it really shines. But yeah, I wanted to use this ink on like a rod. Let's zoom in on that ink again. I'll put it up a little bit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's lovely and amazing. Honestly, really curious to see swabs of it. So yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you soon again next time. If you have any questions, please let me know. Goodbye.